Hey.
Hey everyone, this is Lobstermagnet. I'm here with my buddy Gorogregoro.
Yes.
We buddies, old college buddies, and we are here to talk about the
Back at
second,
it again.
back at it again. We are here to talk about Berserk 2016 or 2017, the second season of the controversial Berserk CGI animated series.
First
Um,
episode.
yep, first episode. So Greg, what do you think? We got to see the famous scene where Griffith comes back and motherfucking Zod fight with Guts.
It brought me back to how cool that scene was.
It was
Uh,
a cool scene. It's such a cool scene in the manga where it's just changing. I can't hold up to him. Oh Jesus Christ! Ah!
I mean, at the very beginning of the episode, I was very disappointed. Like they brought back the CGI. Like
Yeah.
I saw that little girl crying and I felt her pain.
Like
Just
that's what the pain of this sort of adaptation is that like it's not well directed. The CGI isn't great. It feels like a PS2 cutscene, but it's Berserk. It's like the world's most best expensive fan video.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like
that's true.
we're not getting any Berserk, and like Berserk is like like Gut. We feel Guts' pain just because it's been going on for so long. It's so incredible when you get it. The artwork is so amazing, but like, you know, watching it is like watching a glacier melt. It is like watching paint dry. It is like sometimes there are spurts we get a bunch of chapters, sometimes they're not. We spent like eight. The funny thing is that like they introduced. Oh, we got to go get Casca to Elfhelm. That's a good place. And then we spent 10 fucking years getting to Elfhelm. 10 fucking years.
Yeah, now we're finally there in the
It took
manga.
10 years. And like, what is it? 7 or 8 of them was on a fucking boat.
I was actually surprised. This is like the first time what's his name? Puck mentioned it
Yeah.
in this episode. He mentioned Elfhelm. It's like, oh,
First time in the manga.
perfect
First
place
time story.
perfect place for Casca and you to be safe is my homeland. We should probably go there. And then like maybe 300 chapters later we'll finally be
We'll
be
finally
there.
get there. Oh my god. Yeah, it takes forever. So like it feels like we're on this journey of like Guts, and this anime is yet another thing. But it gets that berserkiness. I like to feel like even if it's like maybe like how should I put this? It's like Game of Thrones if done by like a retarded autistic child.
That's how you feel about Berserk?
Well,
It's-
this adaptation of Berserk.
oh, this
I
adaptation of
feel like
Berserk?
the strength of the material is so strong that like even with some of the subpar aspects of the anime, which have been made fun of to death, it still like shines through.
Um, wow. I never thought about comparing Berserk like that to Game of Thrones, like the autistic version of Game of Thrones, or like, you mean like the animation of it,
Yeah. The animation because
like the production value of it. You
Yeah,
mean?
I've seen a lot of videos where they talk about like why it's not as well directed. Like even the first animated series, which if you go back to it, it's like a lot of like still shot panning shots, and they talk about why they think it was better. They say that like even though its animation had like next to no budget, it was like better directed, and better
Yeah.
direction can sort of like compensate for that.
Yeah,
But to me,
that's
I'm
true.
just happy to see like even like a 20th% of like Nosferatu Zod fighting Gats or Guts.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed that time. Those battles with Nosferatu Zod,
Yeah,
and they're like more evenly matched now that Guts has like gained so much experience and has the Demon Slayer sword and
full Dragon Slayer Lord. Yeah,
Dragon Slayer sword, whatever. Just
and that he's actually able to fight on par of him. He's just like this persistent guy who just keeps on trudging through death so much that he just becomes an incredible badass. I still love how Zod is like still like still a touch better than him. He's like the ultimate noble apostle. Apostles are all like demons that have like sacrificed their humanity to gain their awful powers, but like Zod is a demon with a code, which is why he's like this awesome minotaur monster.
yeah. Zod is like probably the only noble, or one of the
One
noble,
of them.
one of the noble, what you call it,
Apostles.
Apostles, yeah.
Yeah, the nobler ones get like better forms versus the other ones that all look like various forms of like evil rape toads.
I guess later on in the series, like there's obviously going to be more noble apostles, but Zod is the first. He's
Yeah,
the
he's definitely
OG.
he's the OG noble apostle. Later on, we're gonna get that crystal dragon guy very soon. Oh, I can't. Please let that be good. Please let that be good.
Oh, that better be good.
Please,
I hope.
I want to see Hey Yo. I want that to be so good. Well, hopefully, I enjoyed this episode. That was such an iconic scene where Guts meets Griffith again in the snow-covered field. Poor Rickard, nobody tells him anything, and then we get the little violent scene of the cushions.
The cushion scene was actually pretty cool too. We get like a taste of what they're up to, and just pillaging some kind of random ass town and trying to conquer shit.
Spreading Midland. They're taking over Europe. They're doing their Spanish Inquisition. That's not quite Spanish. Going all Xerxes. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned medieval warfare. Burning the men, taking the women to be impregnated forcibly through horrible rape war. All that good old stuff you see in medieval textbooks.
And yeah, it does seem like it draws a lot from that kind of history and stuff.
Well, Kento Moira is good at finding historical context for his manga, which is why Berzerk is such a fine line between the greater fantasy stuff and actual historical detail. Originally I thought it was supposed to be historical Europe, but then I was reading more into it, and it's technically its own fantasy realm, Midland. But because there's so much attention to historical details and customs, that he builds into throughout his story, it feels more authentic, which just makes the really incredible, fantastical stuff just that more amazing when it comes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's different. You can definitely tell he puts a lot of research into whatever he's doing in terms of things like the Cushion Army, Midland society.
I also
all that
think
stuff.
My favorite supporting character, the poor Prince of Persia. He is a real name. I just call him the Prince of Persia.
What's his name again? I always forget it.
He has a name. I don't remember it.
It's always a very forgettable character sometimes.
Oh, I just like it that he's always there in the background.
He's just that guy in the background. He's just always,
You always think that maybe he's
getting his ass handed to him.
He's still there.
He's still presumes he can stand up with all the other badasses and stuff, but
he's got his training. He's got his clan with those super muscly guys, and they got incredible fists that beat the crap out of things.
So far, all he is just he's just there to be yeah, I'm badass too, but I still get my ass handed to me all the time, but whatever. I'm still technically badass.
You remember Gurren Lagann Viral, that Beastman guy?
Yeah, he's kind of like that. He's kind of like the Beastman.
Viral was featured more prominently, but Viral's supposed to be the rival, but he always gets his ass handed to him. But he's always still kind of there until he has his eventual hero turn.
Yeah, that's why I feel this character is gonna. This is happening with this character.
That's how he's been for a long time. But later on in the manga, Rickard goes to train with him, which we'll see what the results are.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
They
actually,
did say that whatchamacallit in the manga that there's a time dilation between where Gats is and the Elf Island and then what's going on in the real world. So what I'm hoping is that maybe 20 years will pass. We'll get a super badass Rickard when they return, and then maybe we'll learn that Griffith's utopia has become a little bit more destitute and awful and shit, and bad shit's going down.
Isaac, I was the first one to tell you about that theory that I had. I think that I was the one who told you about that theory.
Did you? I swear I thought that myself.
Nope, that was me. I thought it because of... yeah, I'm pretty sure I was the one who thought of it, but I remember talking to you about it at the very least a long time ago.
I'm sure it'll be another 5 fucking years before we see that happen, because how slow the manga goes along. I think Kentaro and Togashi are in a competition to see who can, Hunter x Hunter guy and Berserk guy are in a competition to see who can drag their manga out more.
When when the new chapter of Hunter x Hunter comes out, we gotta do a review of
Oh
that.
god, yeah.
Oh god, there's always so much to dissect with Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter's always got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Not the best art, but definitely one of the most interesting storytellers.
sure.
But it's funny. Whenever like Berserk comes back, they always say like the strongest fantasy comic. It's like,
I mean, it's technically true. Can you think of a stronger fantasy comic?
I don't know, like, no.
I
but,
guess
like,
One Piece is sort of like a fantasy.
Lame to me. Like, it feels like a child's way of advertising like this beautiful piece of art.
Hmm.
Like, I can't quite put my finger about what it bugs me, but I mean, I don't know, maybe longest running, but like strongest. Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Yeah.
Sounds like a little child on the playground. I like Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's the strongest because Natsuko can beat everyone. Well, you know what? Guts in Berzerk is stronger because he's got a sword and he chops people up.
I think that's like, a Japanese English version of, oh, this is a good manga. You know how just like it's just like use random words like that. Well, like the wrong words sometimes. It's just like, this is the strongest thing.
Well, like
I am the strongest student.
History's
something like that.
Disciple.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe. But this is a good way to start off the season. I'm really excited. We're gonna binge through the next few episodes. We want to make this video a little shorter than some of our other ones, just because we want to get back to work and watching all these episodes.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
All right, so thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Continue down our journey as we get branded and fight against the Godhead and the never-ending struggle against the karma and fate of our universe. As we fight against our own mediocrity, against a huge strain that is the fate that has been predestined to ours, as we go against the vagaries of causality through these reviews.
Yes, sacrifice you to the Godhead and become big heat apostles and whatnot. Anyway, see ya.
All right, see ya.